Hello students, welcome to Geography class of 9th standard. As we are doing lesson number 14, atmospheric pressure and winds, today we are going to start with the variable winds, which is given on page number 110 to 112 of your geography book. The objectives of the topic are to discuss about the variable winds, that is cyclones and anticyclones. Let us start with important terms. Number one is variable winds. The winds, as they do not blow in a definite direction and their speed and velocity varies with the pressure system. Second is cyclone. A cyclone is a low pressure area surrounded by high pressure areas from all sides. Anticyclones. It is anti of a cyclone, thus it is a high pressure area surrounded by low pressure areas on all sides.
Eye of the cyclone, the roughly circular area of comparatively light winds that encompasses the center of severe tropical cyclone. Hurricanes, a storm with the violent wind.
Front, the contact line between air masses of different properties, is called a front. Let's start the topic with introduction. Students, variable winds blow for a short duration and change their speed and direction frequently, depending upon the change of atmospheric pressure. Cyclones and anticyclones are examples of variable winds.
Let's start with the book reading. Students, take out your page number 110, variable winds. The system of circulation in the atmosphere can be disturbed by certain local conditions which causes variation in the prevailing winds. These are known as the variable winds or the cyclones and the anticyclones. The origin and appearance of the variable winds is quite sudden. These winds often assume the form of terrific storm and their direction, shape, extent and scope is uncertain. A cyclone represents a low pressure system at the center surrounding by high pressure. The winds in a cyclone tend to converge towards the center. Their movement is anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Let's understand this. Cyclone is a small system of low atmospheric pressure in the center to which winds blowing from the surrounding high pressure areas in an anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and in a clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere according to the Ferrel's law. Come back to the reading again. Cyclones are common both in the tropical and temperate regions. They mostly dominate the tropical region during the summer season and the temperate region during the winter season. Cyclones move along with the trade winds in the tropical zone and with the westerlies in the temperate zone. Thus, they blow from east to west in tropical zone and from west to east in the temperate zone. Let us understand this. Cyclones move in the direction of the planetary wind system. So, they move towards west in the trade wind belt while they are pushed eastwards in westerlies belt. An anticyclone has a high pressure center and the movement of the wind is clockwise in the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. The wind blows spirally outwards. It has been generally observed that there is an anticyclone between two cyclones. Students, there are two types of cyclones, tropical and temperate cyclone. Let us discuss cyclones in detail. First is the tropical cyclone. The tropical cyclones are seasonal and occur in the later part of summer season. They have the following characteristics. They are often thermal origin, that is, they are formed due to the unequal heating of land and water. They are common in the northern hemisphere and occur in the months of August and September. The diameter usually varies from 80 to 320 km. In spite of their smaller size, they affect a greater part of the atmosphere. They move westwards in the tropical zone and are accompanied by violent destructive winds. At the center of the cyclone, calm and dry conditions prevail, and this calm center is called the eye of the cyclone. The calm region is surrounded by winds of hurricane force, and the velocity of the wind exceeds 100 km per hour. The weather is fine at the center of the cyclone, while in other parts there is a heavy rain with violent thunderstorms. The rainfall is more in the front part of the cyclone than in the rear part.
Let us understand in detail what is tropical cyclones. The cyclones originating and traveling in the tropical zone are known as tropical cyclones. So, in simple words, tropical cyclones are intense circular storms that originate over the warm tropical oceans with more than 119 kilometers per hour speed and heavy rain. Mainly, the greatest damage to the life and property caused not from the wind but from the other secondary events including storm surge, flooding, landslides and tornadoes. Next is, what are the origin of tropical cyclone? The cyclone of the tropics are thermal in origin, and there are three conditions which are most suitable for the birth and growth of tropical cyclones. They are quiet air, highly saturated atmosphere, intense heating of the air. These conditions are found in the equatorial calms or doldrums, especially over the sea. Trade winds from both the hemispheres meet each other near the equator. The surface at which these winds meet is known as intertropical front or intertropical convergence zone. In summer, this ITCZ is at maximum distance from the equator. Like polar fronts, the ITCZ is also vary, and if in a certain area there is an intense heating of the atmosphere, the air will rise up. In order to fill this gap, winds from all sides rush to this low pressure cell under the influence of Coriolis force. They are anti-clockwise in northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. In this way, a tropical cyclone is born. This how low pressure at the center, which is surrounded by high pressure areas on all sides. The central low pressure is known as eye of the cyclone. It should be noted that there are no cyclones at the equator because Coriolis force is zero there. Hence, most of the tropical cyclones originate from 5° to 30° latitudes. Students, most of the tropical cyclones are circular or elliptical in shape. The difference of pressure between inner low and outer high may be as much as 55 to 60 MB. Their average diameter is 150 to 750 km, but some of them may be having 40 to 50 km diameter. The chief areas of activity for the tropical cyclones are West Indies and the coast of Florida. In that region, these are known as hurricanes.
Philippine Islands,
the coast of China and Japan, these are known as typhoons. Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, where these are known as cyclones. Northeast and northwestern coast of Australia, where they are called willy willies. They are known as tornadoes in the USA and Mexico.
Come back to the reading again. The tropical cyclones mainly originate in the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean to the east of Madagascar, the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, the South China Sea, and the Pacific Ocean to the east of Australia. The tropical cyclones originating in the Bay of Bengal reach far inland.
They are accompanied by heavy rains of disastrous nature.
The trees are uprooted, houses collapse, telecommunication lines are disturbed, and there is an acute loss of life and property. The Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta is the worst affected region.
Students, tropical cyclones are much more destructive than the temperate cyclones.
They are tremendously destructive due to the high wind velocity and heavy rainfall which accompanies them. They uproot trees and electric poles and cause heavy damage to standing crops in areas which come in their way. A terrible hurricane in Barbados, West Indies in 7080, Amphan and Fani are some latest examples of tropical cyclones. Next is the temperate cyclones. The temperate cyclones, also called the temperate depressions, originate in the zone where the warm westerlies meet the cold polar winds. The plane along which hot and cold air masses meet is known as the front. Thus, the temperate depressions are of frontal origin and have the following characteristics. Let us understand in simple language. The origin and influence of the temperate cyclone is in the temperate zone, due to which they are known as temperate cyclones. They are also known as depressions. They are more active in winter in the northern hemisphere, but due to prominence of water area in the southern hemisphere, they are active the year round there. Since they travel from west to east, they are also termed as western disturbance. Meeting of warm and cold air masses in the temperate zone gives birth to temperate cyclones along the front of warm and cold air masses. What is front? Students, normally air masses of different densities do not mix easily and try to retain their identity as far as temperature and moisture are concerned. The contact line between air masses of different properties is called a front. Come back to the reading again. First characteristics feature is they are most dominant over the North Atlantic Ocean, especially during the winter season. Due to their vast sizes, the winds are not circular but tend to move in an elliptical pattern. The movement is fastest in the winter months and slowest in the summer months. The depressions travel with the westerlies and their direction is from west to east. The average speed of their movement is about 30 km to 40 km per hour. These cyclones are usually accompanied by extensive clouds and precipitation. The winds are less violent and more eastwards in the belt of the westerlies and cause very heavy rainfall. These depressions do not become weak or die out on reaching the land masses. Let's discuss this also. Area visited by temperate cyclones. The temperate cyclones are active in the temperate zone, especially between 40 to 60 latitudes. They are most frequent in the following areas. Number one is North Atlantic Ocean. Here the temperate cyclones originate by meeting of cold air masses from Greenland and Iceland with the warm air masses from lower latitudes. They affect large areas of Great Britain, Norway, Sweden and other parts of Europe. In Mediterranean Sea, here temperate cyclones are formed due to the convergence of cold and dry air masses from the Central Europe with the westerlies during the winter season. They originate in the Mediterranean Sea and after crossing the Middle East countries reach Pakistan and northwest India. The light winter rainfall caused by these cyclones in Punjab, Haryana, and western parts of Uttar Pradesh is extremely useful to rabi crops, especially wheat. Other than this, it is common in North Pacific region and in China Sea also. Next is the anticyclones. An anticyclone has a high pressure center surrounded by low pressure on all sides. It has an oval or circular arrangement of isobars, highest value being at the center. It has the following characteristics. A progressive rise in the barometer indicates the approach of an anticyclone which lies between two cyclones and has no definite direction of movement. Let us discuss in simple language. Anticyclone, as its name indicates, it is anti of a cyclone. Thus, it is a high pressure area surrounded by low pressure areas on all sides. Winds blow from the center outward. Due to the rotation of the earth, the winds blowing from the center move in clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. The isobars in an anticyclones are more or less circular in shape. The winds are divergent and radiate from the high pressure center. They are generally light and slow and never become violent. Let us understand this. The difference of pressure between the center and periphery of an anticyclone ranges between 10 to 20 MB, but sometimes it goes up to 35 MB. Anticyclones are much larger than the temperate cyclones, and their diameter is 75% larger than that of the latter. Most of the anticyclones in the middle latitudes are 3000 km long. The length of the winter anticyclone in Siberia is 9000 km. The general movement of the winds is clockwise in the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. The anticyclones are often accompanied by cold and hot waves. They are associated with calm conditions and fine weather in summer and fog and frost during the winter. Students, anticyclones move sluggishly at an average velocity varying from 30 to 50 km per hour and follow variable and unpredictable paths. The winds constantly descend at the center of an anticyclone, as a result of which the sky remains clear for most of the time. Clouds and rainfall are rare phenomena in anticyclones. So students, this is all about today's topic. We have complete variable winds, in which we have discussed cyclones, anticyclones, types of cyclones. With this, we have complete our lesson number 14, atmospheric pressure and winds. Hope you understand well. You have to revise this. We will meet very soon with the next topic. Till then, have a nice day.